Photographs always hold a tinge of sadness no matter what they're about. Suppose it's the idea that it's a snapshot of a moment that you'll never get back, something that's already passed you by, leaving you with nothing but memories and maybe even a scar or two along the way. The Star Named EOS expertly wields that hint of wistfulness like a weapon, sharp, efficient, and able to hit right in the feels throughout, as the climax forever snowballs towards the end, and quite an ending it is, given that you'll be blinking back tears by the time the credits roll. What definitely equips the invisible ninjas for that onion cutting are the Ghibli-esque visuals and animations, topped with a soundtrack that's meant to hit all the right emotional beats. It's magical, wistful, nostalgic, and entirely too effective. I mean, how can something as simple as picking up a cup of coffee by the window in an empty cafe make such a profound impact? It's all very much a well-oiled machine, because even the short voiceovers were sprinkled just enough throughout the narrative to give it an enchanting, almost ethereal appeal. The aesthetics are also pretty much on point for Silver Lining Studio, who are responsible for previously making us choke back tears in Behind the Frame, The Finest Scenery. This time around, you'll navigate the hand-drawn world around you in first-person POV, all on the quest to follow in your mum's footsteps and solve the mystery of her disappearance. You'll recreate snapshots of her life that she's left behind for you, almost like a trail of breadcrumbs as you're transported to where she last was before she vanished from your life. This is where the core game loop revolves around. You recreate scenes from a photograph and move from one scenario to the next, whether that's your old childhood room or a cozy campsite under an explosion of stars in the night sky. There are different elements in each photo that you'll have to scour the environment for, so if you're eagle-eyed enough, you should easily spot a box in disarray or a wayward symbol etched onto a tree to help you solve each chapter's puzzles. Of course, given the nature of the painterly work, it can be a bit of a challenge to know which items you actually interact with, though we personally didn't have any issue tapping away at objects just to see if anything clicks. Here, the puzzles offer just the right amount of challenge without getting frustrating, and each chapter feels long enough that even the repetition never overstays its welcome. It doesn't get tedious at all, despite the pattern of the first few chapters, as these are all necessary for when the same scenes get subverted in the second act. It's an effective narrative tool to emphasize the impact of the turning point in the story, adding to the tension and the higher stakes, which definitely makes us feel more invested in Dai's tale despite us not knowing anything deeper about him apart from his photography. While we would normally fault a story for missing out on any proper character development to boost relatability, it surprisingly doesn't seem to matter that much here, probably because the presentation made the emotions feel like they were right there in our face. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It certainly distracted us from the fact we knew nothing about this mother that we were chasing, nor did we feel Dai had any character arc from start to finish. It's the closure he felt in the end, which we won't spoil, that was the point of the narrative. And at just a little under 2 hours, that felt like it was the perfect runtime for the story it wanted to tell. The soundtrack definitely plays a huge role here, dipping during the lows and rising to a crescendo during the highs. There are also the little details that add to the overall experience, so much so that when a character told us to take pictures of the scenery around us while we could, we found ourselves frantically snapping away at the camera at everything we could point at, almost as if we were genuinely afraid that it would all slip away in the blink of an eye if we weren't fast enough. You want so badly to capture every fleeting moment, and the way it's designed reinforces that deep down. When we snapped a picture of a cat lounging on top of a car, it slipped away as soon as the photo was taken. The same was true for the flock of birds that were captured in the sky and the butterfly found hovering around some flowers in the forest. They all went away after the camera was clicked, making you realize that if the photo hadn't been taken at that precise time, the moment would have inevitably passed us by. Just like that. And therein lies the beauty of the Star Named EOS, as it doesn't need overly complicated mechanics or convoluted plot lines and puzzles to drive its point home. Life is short, take photos whilst you can, and just because something is gone, doesn't mean it's lost forever. The grief may always be there, but the memories and the love will always stay the same too. And that, for better or worse, should be more than enough. The Star Named EOS is a short but impactful narrative puzzler with balanced brain teasers, lovely artwork, and an evocative soundtrack. It's not groundbreaking or anything, but it's a lovely reminder of the little things in life and the moments we take for granted. The intuitive controls work fantastic on mobile as well, so if you're looking for a short tearjerker with a feel-good ending, you can give this one a go on the Crunchyroll Game Vault today.